Good morning, what's going on? It's your boy Low Key here from iWALK Radio. Love walk, that's what I walk, baby. It's been a minute since I did a hashtag Naked Out Here video. It's a gorgeous fall morning. I love the fall season, and I'm really enjoying this ride to work. But I wouldn't do a hashtag Naked Out Here about forgetting. Sometimes I forget. I forget what I've been through. I forget. I get so sucked up in where I am now and what I quote unquote deserve or want now that I forget where I came from. A prime example is okay. I say at my job, I have an office. It's not really a desk job. But I mean, I have a desk, I have an office, I do a lot of talking at work, I do a lot of training at work. I love what I do at work. But what's going to happen if I ever forget that I started off in fast food? I started off going home every day smelling like grease. I started off with grease stains all over my shirt. I started off walking to work, you know. I started off dealing with rush hour lunch and people with their nasty attitudes and things like that and having to deal with it. I started off here, okay? And then I graduated to making a little bit more money, and I was making minimum wage at fast food. Then I went to a factory job where I was building buses, and then I was hitting my doggone head on the same piece of metal every morning. And then the day where I did do great, ducking the piece of metal every day, all day long, the very next day, I hit my head at least once again on that same little piece of metal that I forget was hanging right there. Or I'm carrying 90-pound fire extinguishers to the back of the bus. You know, things that really took a toll on my body. I was going home tired. I was going home worn out. I was going home with my shoulder sore. I was going home with that same little knot and nick on my head that I can't get rid of because I kept hitting my head on that same doggone piece of metal, you know. And what was I making? $1.50 more than minimum wage. $1.50 more than I was making at the fast food restaurant. And now here I am making a lot more money. You know, I have a desk job. Well, not a desk job, but got a desk, got an office. I talk or whatnot, but I don't take this for granted. Do I make as much as I think I should make? No, I don't. No, I don't make as much as I think I should make. Okay? Does it present its challenges? Yes, it does. But I do not forget where I came from. I don't forget the two types of jobs that I had previously. It makes me appreciate the fact that I have an office. It makes me appreciate the fact that I spend most of my time talking, something that I like to do. It makes me appreciate the fact that I spend most of my time training, again, something that I like to do, instead of hitting my head on the same piece of metal every day, instead of going home tired, instead of going home with my shoulder hurting, instead of going home with my back hurting, instead of going home smelling like grease all day. I appreciate where I'm at right now. I don't complain about where I'm at right now, because I remember where I came from. Do I want to improve where I'm at? Do I want to go far beyond where I'm at? Yes, but for the time that where I'm at, I appreciate it. And I don't half step it. I do the job. I do what I'm supposed to do because I appreciate where I'm at. But sometimes I forget. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget what we had to go through in the past. And we don't appreciate where we've come, where we're at right now. So we find ourselves complaining. We find ourselves griping. We find ourselves half doing stuff. And then feel like we're going to get ahead by half doing stuff. That's where we at right now. That's where, you know, that's where I can get sometimes. You see, some people haven't had the luxury, if you will, of working a fast food job or working a factory job, you know, so they haven't had the experience of greasy stains, smelling like fast food. They haven't had the experience of knocking their head going home sore every day, going home tired and dirty every day. They haven't had that experience. Well, now some people go straight into the office job with the desk and the talking, something that they love to do, right? And it makes it so easy to fall into taking that for granted because they don't have that time frame in their life to say, you know what, I'm never going back to that right there. I'm never going back to fast food. Never. Alright? I'm never going back to fast food. I'm never going back to a factory job. I'm sorry. Never. I had a chance once to go to one of the highest paying factory jobs around my area, which is Honda. Okay? I said I wasn't, did I need the money? Yes. Was I going to do it? Heck no. I wasn't. I'm not going, because I'm not going back to a factory job because, one, I remember what it was like when I was at the factory job. I remember what life was like when I was at the factory job. I remember having a little bit of money but not being able to spend it because I'm tired. You know, I remember that. And I'm not going back to that. And it was one of the greatest decisions I made because now I'm in the position that I'm in at my job. So, hey, that actually worked out for me. But there's a reason why each and every one of us was born into sin. Okay, there's a reason why. Each and every one of us was born into the worst state that we can be in. The sinful state is the worst state that we can be in, that our mindsets can be in, that our hearts can be in, is the sinful state. However, each and every one of us is born into it. All right, until we get to that age of accountability, that we accept Jesus Christ as our personal Savior. And so until we get to that age of accountability that says this is not what we want, this is not what we want to live in. Imagine if each and every one of us was born in this magnificent state. Imagine if look at what happened with Adam. Look at what happened with Adam. And my hashtag naked out here is kind of going, I don't want to go into preaching mode. Whatnot. What I'm trying to say is, if we don't have those experiences for us to never forget, okay? If we don't have those experiences, then we would take for granted what we have now. We would take for granted the state that we're in right now. See, we use never forget phrases, or we use never forget memories, so we can kind of tag other people onto it, or we could kind of tell everybody what we deserve, what we were. It's not about not forgetting where you came from. It's not about what you're worth. It's not about what people need to be giving you. It's not about what you deserve. It's not about us griping about how, it's not about me griping about how I came up. It's not about me griping about the time that I spent in fast food, about the time that I spent in a factory. It's about me understanding the opportunity that I have right now, where I'm at right now. What am I going to do with my right now? I never forget where I came from because I know I don't want to go back there. So I make the most of what I have right now, trying to improve and trying to move on to where I'm at right now. But hashtag naked out here, sometimes I tend to forget. Sometimes I tend to forget. So now that I've done this hashtag naked out here, next time I tend to forget about the opportunities that I have right now. Next time I want to complain about where I'm at right now. Next time I want to complain about somebody, how somebody is doing me dirty, how I'm not getting what I deserve. I'm going to remember where I came from and be grateful and thankful for what I have at this very moment. Hashtag naked out here is iWALK Radio. Love walk. That's what I walk, baby.